I'm the Creative Duelist, and today I have a creative guide for you on how to defeat Magibullets. Now, Magibullets is a very problematic deck. I've played against it numerous times on Yugioh Pro and have lost to it ultimately. I've made this guide because it's just there to help other players understand the matchup and know how to deal with Magibullets. So, without further ado, I shall get on with the guide. So, know the matchup and the playstyle. So, learning a matchup is very important. This is in general for any decks, because if you don't know the matchup, then you're not going to do very well. Also, Magibullets playstyle is fairly self-explanatory. They need Magibullet monsters on the field so they can activate the Magibullet spells and traps, so they can use that property and that mechanic. And of course, that's pretty much the playstyle for them. Number 2 is you must do some research. It doesn't take a lot of time. Just look at some old cards, see what cards are very compatible with the deck, which can stop the deck right in its tracks. And number 3, play against the deck, playtest the deck, play the deck as well as play against the deck, so you understand the fundamentals of the deck. And number 4, this is just my personal preference and what I feel the best way to defeat this deck is to go first, because if they go first and they start getting their searches, it leaves you at a massive disadvantage, because they have basically spells and traps at the ready to activate when you want to do your turn. So it's best to just go first, so you've got all your stuff set up and ready to counteract the deck. Next, this is just a couple of examples of cards that you may use against Magibullets. Royal Decree is a very powerful card against the deck, because it prevents them from using their traps from hand. So if you go first and activate Royal Decree, they can't activate traps at all, even from hand. So they can't play their Dead Man's Burst, they can't play I can't remember what it's called, but the one that blows up a card in the field. They can't play any of their traps, so it pretty much shuts the deck down. Swords of Concealing Light, that's another good card. It prevents them from activating their Magibullet spells and traps altogether, because they need their Magibullets face up on the field to do anything. But of course, this card is a little bit risky, because if you do play it, if you play it and they've got their setup, they can just counteract with Dead Man's Burst or play something to get rid of it. So it's not really a foolproof card, but this is just something that can come up. If they've got nothing to respond to it, then all their monsters go face down. Force Back is another really good card. Or Forced Back, I should have put I missed it, apologies. But it returns the monster and wastes their normal summon. That's if they don't have Dead Man's Burst. If they have it, then that's unfortunate, but if they don't have it, it wastes their normal summon. They have no board, and they lose if they have no board. Next on, speaking of which, board wipes. Board wipes are very powerful against the deck. Regeki, Dark Hole, Kaiju Slumber, despite the fact it's at 1, unfortunately. Inherent Destruction, so like monster effects, things that blow up, like Topologic Bomber, Judgment Dragon, all sorts of other inherent destructions that like to nuke the field. And of course the Solemn Brigade, such as Warning, Strike and Scolding. These also deal with the Magibullets very well. So yes, this is just my lineup. The next slide, cards you would more likely side. Twin Twisters, it depends on the circumstance, because sometimes Twin Twister doesn't come up because they rarely set back row. Back row they set is like the Solemn Brigade or Twin Twisters or some. That's if they side them in. But if you do get the Swords of Concealing off and you're confident and you play the Twin Twisters, they will probably set their spells and traps if it gets to the point where they have to. Also, Anti-Spell is another decent one I forgot to put in, because then I have to set the Magibullet spells, and then that's your opportunity to pick them apart with Twin Twister and MST. Spell Counselor is another one. It's a I feel it's a gimmicky card. Like it's doesn't really benefit most decks. If you're playing certain builds that can play Spell Canceller, with like Pale Exotics can play Spell Canceller very easily, so you could practically shut off the spells. Again, Decree's another an option to side. Trapstone is another alternative, because I know some decks can't play under Royal Decree. Say if you're playing a certain deck that plays traps, and you just want to disrupt their traps for that turn. Trapstone is a better alternative. It's the same situation with Mistaken Arrest and Shed Ride. And Dark Bribe is another decent counter trap. It stops Dead Man's Burst in its tracks. So if you go ahead and play Royal Decree and they go Dead Man's Burst, you just go Dark Bribe, and it's not that bad. So yes, this pretty much concludes the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Give me your thoughts. Give me your own personal tech choices of the deck. Did you find any cards that could deal with the deck? And if you did, please share it. Feedback's very important. So yes, please everyone have a good day, stay safe, and subscribe for more content.